So this interview with FEMA that was recorded, it doesn't make me look real good because I'm and we'll release it today because I'm just very quiet because I really was just like don't whatever it is you're thinking, Glenn, don't. And we went up to them. And they were sitting under this tree at a card table with folding chairs. They were all in their FEMA vests. And I had just been where people were moving water, moving food, trying to help people, like crazy stuff. And so so we went, and they were way off in this parking lot all by themselves and sitting under a tree with some folding chairs. And, but all dressed with the FEMA, workers' outfits. And I said, hey, what are you guys doing here? And the guy said, well, we just got here last night. And I said, oh, really? Yeah, so we couldn't do anything when we got here last night. So today's really our first day. But wow, it took us a lot longer to get here than we thought. And I'm thinking, yeah, like 7 days longer than you would have thought. And he said, it's hard to get here. No crap. This is when I start shutting down, okay? After he says, it's really hard to get here. I'm like, you're FEMA! That should have been quite obvious to you. And I said, so what are you doing here? And he said, well, as soon as we get the truck, up and running, and I noticed that the air conditioning was running inside the truck, which was good for them. He said, as soon as we get this all up and running, we're taking we're taking people's information right now, so we can, that satellite up there just beams all the information right to Washington, so we can get them registered so they can get some aid. And I just was thinking, oh, good, just what people need: red tape and paperwork. Yeah, because we'll get that check right to them in their mailbox. They don't have any mailboxes. But that wasn't the end of it. It got much, much worse. FEMA is on the ground in two places that we saw. That one, which is doing nothing, and the other one where they've just built some showers. Not for the people, but for the volunteers that are there to help. Congressman Corey Mills joins us in about a half hour. If you don't know who this guy is, and you might not, because he's always just busy doing things. I'll get a call from him and be like, yeah, I'm in the jungles of Vietnam. We think we know where the POWs are, and we're just going to get them out. He's just everywhere doing stuff. He's like a real-life action hero, but he's also a congressman. He's running his campaign. His campaign people are freaking out. They're like, this is a close election, Corey. And he's like, the people in my district are okay. They weren't hit by the hurricane. They're okay. I can't go to my maker and say, yeah, I could have helped these people, in another state, but I had a campaign to run. He said, I can't do it. So I told him yesterday, I don't know where I'm going to find time to do this, but I said, let me go campaign for you. Let me just go do a speech or something for you while you're up here, because I believe in this guy. This guy should shame every member of Congress. The power of what one person can do when coupled with other people is absolutely amazing. Don't ever count yourself out as, I can't do it. Do you realize that this audience is playing a major role in a major historic disaster? You are. By giving to Mercury One, I can't tell you how many people I met, and they were like, we couldn't have done it without your audience. We cannot do it without you. You have no idea. All of the oxygen on every county ambulance now is provided by this audience. They blew through all of their supply. They weren't prepared for this. Nobody's prepared for something of this scale. And they were like, we're out of oxygen. We got oxygen. We have pallets now of O2 that we flew in. We're filling transport planes when I left the airport, one of our transport planes was flying down, I think, to Florida to pick up other supplies and flying back overnight. It's remarkable. And FEMA is despicable. You know me if you've listened to this program for very long. I don't like to use the word treason. I really don't, because it's the only thing in the Constitution that spells out, the punishment. And I don't like calling people traitors, and I won't today. But I will tell you, a case could be made that there are a lot of people that are bordering on the line of treason. Our country is being dismantled. Our country is being torn apart. FEMA has spent, let me see if I can get this exactly right. I want to get these right. FEMA has spent $1.4 billion on immigrants, illegals, okay? $1.2 billion on rehousing, flying these illegals in without your knowledge. We paid for all of it. $174.2 billion. Okay. And how much, can I ask, how much? It was $750. And in Hawaii, they got $700. So $700 in Hawaii, $750. But don't worry, that's gonna be very helpful. They just lost everything. It's embarrassing as a nation. It is embarrassing. By the way, the electric vehicle chargers, where they have put two, that's $7.5 billion. The high-speed internet, which didn't happen, we spent $42.45 billion. The high-speed internet thing didn't happen. But they've got, don't worry, on a surprisingly quiet hurricane season, they're out of money. First of all, I'd like to remind the government, no, you're not. You print money all the time. This is the one time where you're like, gosh, guys, if we print more money, man, it'll just cause inflation. It'll be really bad, really, really bad. And besides, the printing presses are booked for the next month and a half because we're printing so much money for Iran and Ukraine. Out of money. Huh. I don't remember voting to bring all these illegals in and house them and feed them and give billions of dollars through most likely many corrupt NGOs that are wasting our money. I don't remember that. I don't remember voting. You know what we should do? We should go into other countries and find some people that want to come here, and we'll just pay their way. We'll find out who they are and then say, come to America. Where do you want to go? You want to go to Kansas City? They got the Chiefs. It's great. You go to New York. Some great little restaurants and bistros everywhere. You're going to love it. And it's a free ticket. And then we'll set you up in a really nice hotel, or ones that used to be really nice, and free food and $2,500 just because you're so oppressed. So oppressed. I can't even take how oppressed you are. So you get $2,500 and you get a free phone, and you get a free phone, and you get a free phone. And $750 for these people who have been paying taxes, hardworking, regular people. And you can't even fly a helicopter in to get people off their roofs. And you show up a week late. By the way, I want to thank President Biden for, taking that aerial view in. He just didn't want to disrupt anything. And he only stopped our rescue helicopters from rescuing people for 4 hours. So, that was great. Didn't piss the rescuers off at all. At all. So anyway, FEMA is there. And I said, so why are you guys here? We took a van. There were 10 of us in this van, and we were going back to the food distribution point. And everybody's looking out the windows and seeing stuff. And I said, whoa, hold on, turn around. You guys see the FEMA truck? Everybody. I didn't see the FEMA truck. Yeah, it's tucked back in the corner behind this, I don't know, Michael's that is closed. And so we went into the cops everywhere. Food is on the other side, like a Lowe's, garden shop. And all the attention when you drive in, all the attention is over there because people are going to get food because they don't have any food. But behind the Michael's that's been closed, and I think next to the Chuck E. Cheese, which was so busy. No, they were closed too! Was under a tree, this FEMA truck. And I said, so, what are you guys doing here? Well, we're getting everybody, to sign up for the aide. Okay, all right. The crowd is down there. There's only one person at your table. Yeah, I know, but that's because we haven't really announced where we are yet. I'm thinking, that's probably good. I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, our flyers haven't arrived yet. So we're waiting for our own flyers that say, FEMA is here. And I'm like, oh, flyers. We didn't think of that flyer thing. We just went, to where everybody is, and then we didn't need flyers. But I didn't say that. At this point, I was like, don't say anything at all. Don't say anything at all. And he said, well, we just have to be where the people are. And I said, that's good. And I'm thinking, that's not here. When do you move there? And I said, so you're doing this with the flyers? And he said, no, we also, we're going to tell the media. And so, radio, television, it'll be everywhere. And I thought, I don't see a lot of people sitting down in their living rooms because their living rooms have washed 4 blocks down the street with their televisions in it. Maybe they have a little portable television that they just have to plug in. Oh, no, they don't have any power. And I said, they're probably not watching TV. And he said, but the word will get around. Okay, all right. And he said, and there's an app. This is the greatest app. This app will do everything. And all they have to do is just download it on their phone. And Corey said, well, they don't really have power to plug their phones in. He said, yeah, but a lot of people can just go to their cars and plug their cars, plug the phone into the car to charge it. And we pointed out to him, you mean the cars, turn around. See that river? See all the cars that are in the creek now that are destroyed? You mean they're sitting in those cars? Because they no longer have cars. That's what was happening in my head. I just said, he said, but we have to be where the people are. And I said, well, if the people don't come out, and he said, well, then we go door to door. And I'm thinking that's good because they don't have doors. And I said, when do you do that? And he said, well, that's above my pay grade. It's the government, so, I don't have that information. Is there anybody here that does have that information? Yeah, my boss. Where's your boss sitting at the table? No, in the air-conditioned truck right now. She's in the air-conditioned truck. Oh, good. Can you maybe go get your boss? Tell her, she'll have to come out here where it's hot, but she can go right back into the air-conditioned truck where she can get away from all of these people. And so she comes out. She was a delightful lady. And we said, he didn't know when you start going door to door. And she looked at him and she said, we don't go door to door. You don't go door to door. No, we're here, where it's all happening. And I looked at Corey and Corey looked at me and we're like, it's not happening here. This isn't where our people are. I mean, if you want to be a little closer to where people are going, you should go where the food is. Yeah, well, we were talking about that today. Oh, okay, good. And the truck doesn't really work yet, but we're still gathering information because the relief that these people can get, it's just amazing. I bet it is. And then I just started to back away from this, I don't even know, murder scene. It was just so ugly. And I just started backing away, and Corey looked at me and just smiled. And he's like, thank you for your time. And he said, boy, I've never seen you so quiet. And I was like, don't have anything nice to say. Don't say anything at all. You don't want to know what I was thinking in my head. It was so offensive. But that was the FEMA in action.